Hey everyone, and welcome. So, you're a new graduate student? That's awesome. You're about to start this incredible journey of discovery. In this explainer, we're going to break down the entire research process and give you a clear, actionable guide.
You know that feeling, right? Staring at this massive, undefined project and just feeling totally overwhelmed. It's kind of like being an explorer without a map. But hey, don't worry. Every single great expedition starts with that first, uncertain step.
And that's exactly what this is. We've created your map, a clear, step-by-step guide to help you navigate the entire research landscape, from that first spark of an idea all the way to presenting your final work.
So, our journey today has 4 essential stages. First, we'll find our guiding question. That's our destination. Then, we'll map the known world with a literature review. After that, we'll blueprint our expedition by writing a really solid proposal. And finally, we'll cover how to manage the journey itself to make sure you get to the finish line.
All right, so every great journey needs a destination. In research, that destination is your guiding question. And honestly, the topic you choose is probably the single most important decision you're going to make, because it sets the direction for everything. So how do you pick a great one?
Well, a really powerful research topic has to check 5 boxes. It's got to connect to a big global issue. It needs a clear pathway, meaning you can see how it's evolved and where it's headed. It has to be built on solid, recent research. It needs to be cutting edge, something people are desperate to know right now. And finally, it has to be a near-urgent next step for the field.
Here's the real secret to making your research impactful. You have to connect the specific to the universal. The best way to do this is to take a local, tangible problem and show how it plugs into a much bigger global challenge. That gives your work purpose and a way bigger audience. For example, studying hot water use in high-rise buildings sounds pretty narrow, right? But when you frame it as a crucial piece of the puzzle for achieving global carbon neutrality or fighting climate change, suddenly its importance just clicks into place. Your local data now has global significance.
Okay, once you have that powerful idea, you've got to bring it back down to earth. You have to ask yourself, can I actually do this? I mean, a 6-month project is a whole different beast than an 18-month one. Do you have the lab space, the money for equipment? Do you need to block out a few weeks just to learn a new piece of software? This reality check is absolutely non-negotiable. So, you've got a powerful and feasible idea. What's next? Well, now you need to become the expert. You've got to map the known world of your topic so you can find where those uncharted territories are. This is where the literature review comes in, and trust me, it's so much more than just a summary.
A literature review is not stamp collecting. You're not just gathering and describing a bunch of papers. No. Think of yourself as a detective. You're telling a critical story. You're analyzing everything that's been done to find problems with their methods, pinpoint where the big debates are, and most importantly, find the research gaps, those questions that nobody has answered yet. This chart is actually a fantastic way to think about it. See the 2 axes? One is how much research is out there, the other is how many reviews of that research exist. So if you're in a field with very few papers and reviews, down in that bottom left corner, your job is to identify brand new questions. But if you're in the top left, with tons of research but few summaries, a big, comprehensive review is exactly what your field needs.
Now, to tell that detective story, you need high-quality sources. You can't just use any old article. You need to focus your search on databases like Web of Knowledge or SCImago and really target the top-ranked journals. The vast majority of your sources, we're talking 80% plus, should be less than 10 years old, with a good chunk from just the last 3 years. That's how you stay on the cutting edge.
With your topic picked and the literature mapped out, you've basically surveyed the land and found where the treasure is buried. Now it's time to draw up the architectural blueprint for your own expedition, the research proposal. And this isn't just a piece of paper, it's the plan that will guide your entire project.
A great proposal does one thing. It proves your research is not only important, but that it's also achievable. You'll have a concise abstract and an introduction that makes the case for your work. But the methodology section is key. That's where you show exactly how you'll do it, maybe with diagrams of your setup or a schedule with clear milestones. Then, you'll outline the types of results you expect, showing you've thought this whole thing through.
Okay, the abstract. This is your elevator pitch, and you have got to nail it. In just 150 to 250 words, you need to cover the ultimate goal, your specific objectives, the methods you'll use, what you expect to find, and finally, why it all matters in the real world. It's literally your entire project in one tiny package.
And your references? They're the foundation of your proposal, and the standards are high. This table gives you some really concrete targets.
Just look, whether you're writing a dissertation or a short paper, at least 80% of your sources need to come from top-tier journals, and 80% should be from the last decade. It's not about quantity, it's about proving your work is grounded in the absolute best, most current research out there.
All right, your blueprint is approved. Now the real expedition begins. This is the day-to-day work, and success here comes down to great project management. We're talking ethics, file management, and making every single progress meeting count.
Okay, listen up, because this is a huge one. If your research involves people in any way, and I mean even a simple survey, you must follow strict ethical procedures. This is absolutely non-negotiable. It's all about protecting the rights, privacy, and well-being of the people who help you with your work.
So, before you can start, you're going to need 2 core documents. First is an information sheet. It clearly explains what your study is about, what people will have to do, and any potential risks. And second, a consent form. That's what people sign to show they're participating voluntarily and that they understand all their rights. And seriously, from day one, get organized. Create a master digital project file with super clear folders for everything: raw data, your analysis code, meeting notes, drafts of reports, references, presentations, the whole shebang. This isn't just about being tidy, it's a complete record of your work, and it's essential for your final submission.
And when you go to meet with your supervisor, come prepared. A simple summary of the hours you've put in on self-study, lab work, analysis. It does 2 things. First, it shows your commitment, and second, it helps your supervisor see exactly how you're progressing against the university standards.
You see, in the end, every single step we've talked about, from finding your topic to organizing your files, it's all designed to set you up for success. Because as this quote reminds us, your goal isn't just to summarize what's known, it's to engage with it, critique it, and discover something completely new.
And that, right there, brings us to the most exciting question of all. As you stand here at the beginning of your expedition with this map in your hand, what new territory are you going to explore? What gap in our knowledge is your journey going to fill?